Good morning, traders. To my YouTube viewers, good morning or good evening, good day, depending on where you are. We're recording in the trading room. This will be on YouTube as my weekly outlook. I want to remind you that you still have free access to the end of January. So if you send me a Skype message right now, in the Skype message, I want your full name and an email which you will be using. We will create a login for you. You need to use your full name because we would like to have people with their full names. So you just need to give us my Skype. It's MANGAL457. Sorry, that didn't type. Let me go type. That's MANGAL457. Send me a message. You should have your name there, your full name, and an email in the message that what you would like, and just say, I would like to have the free access until the end of January. Just say, I'd like to have free access. It's until the end of January. And by then you can decide. Also, I think I would like to thank the Funded Next for giving the 3 free accounts finally to our traders, and they're going to be start trading it this week. So we will try to keep track of how they're going and how that is progressing for them. Right. For those of you who do not have a free account, a few people already wrote me and asked me how they can get a free account. I'm not giving away free accounts. Let me just get this clear to everybody, right? Because I do not have accounts to give away. This company was they doing a promotion with us, and it's I don't know. For them, it was a one-time promotion. I don't know if they would like to continue, and if they do not continue it, we can check with other companies of the same nature if they would like to do promotions and give away some free accounts. Right? I think the traders who get it are pretty happy. So if we can give them more traders, of course, for them it's exposure. If I talk about you here, you get exposure, right? So people will eventually buy accounts from you because they will give away the minimum account they have for free, not the maximum. And they're hoping that if you pass, you can buy maximum. Or if you need a bigger account like a 200 or 300K, you will buy it from them. Now, I'm not going into the details of that. That is something you'll have to look on your own, right? So just to let you know, I'm not giving away free accounts. If anybody is to do the promotion with us again, I will accept it because it's good for the traders. Beside that, I have no other connections, right? So don't write me asking for free accounts. It's not going to happen, right? That said, let's move on. If you really want to know, or you want to buy an account from any company for that matter of fact, you should first make sure you're successful. Because if you buy one, you're going to lose it if you're not sure you're successful. Now, there's no guarantee that if you're successful now that you will be on the account, but there's a higher probability that you will be. Because if you can be successful on any demo account that you can take on any broker and practice, you don't need to get their demo account to practice. You take it in a broker, practice, prove consistency for a month or two, and then said, you know what, I can replicate this on an account that they will give me. It's going to be a demo account they're going to give you. You still need to replicate the same kind of trading attitude with the same strategy, same analysis, same money management, everything that comes with trading. And then, yes, if you can do it, great. You can buy accounts. That's one way of getting capital. And as a matter of fact, I think if you have a small capital, you should actually take one of those if you're successful. Because no big business has ever been built on personal money. There's a reason why most company goes public, so that you can get money from other people to invest to make the business as big as you want it to make, right? Amazon, when it could start as a private company, end up being a public company. All companies. Facebook went public because it started with one guy in his room doing some things, but then to make it Facebook, he had to go public. You have to get other people money if you want to make a lot of money. That's actually one of the key things of getting rich, knowing when and how to borrow money and use it. I borrowed money when I was doing my business. A lot of it, almost all of it was borrowed money, right? I started my business with $2,500 in my pocket. For the inventories, one camera was $500. The rent for the shop, the first shop I opened when I was doing my business, I think was $3,000, and I had $2,500. And that's only 1 month rent. You had to pay down payment for a couple of months. So everything was done in borrowed money. Turned out to be a successful business. Which means it's the way for you to make a lot of money. You might have to borrow money. How you borrow and where you borrow from is your choice. But I think from this company, if you're successful, it's an advantage for you. If you're not, then it's an advantage for them. That said, let's move on. we're going to start with the analysis. What I'm going to show you today is the analysis. It has nothing to do with trading. It's not a strategy. I'm not giving you strategies. I'm not giving you entry and exit. I'm not giving you money management. I'm not giving you trade management. I'm telling you the directions I think this thing is going to go and how we will trade it. We will buy, we will sell, basically. If you want to know how we do everything, you have free access until the end of January. Send me that Skype message and you'll actually get to come in the room and see how we do it. Now, I don't know if a lot of trading rooms give access like that, but if they do, then great, take it. Anybody who gives you free access to it, you should try, because you might find that what they're doing is what you like. If you like what we do, you can continue to stay with us. If you don't, well, then there's a choice, right? So let's go. I'm on the New Zealand because I already sold the New Zealand, and we will come to that later. Let's go. Dollar index. So dollar index is coming back. We actually came very much to the top here. So I don't think this thing is going to go down. I think we're making a big flat here for upside. Now, based on the way this structure is, I don't think it's completed. I think this part looks like we might be in the B wave here, which means it's going to go back here, but there's a good chance it might come back here and go. Now, there's one rare chance that this is the contracting flat and this just takes off. We don't forecast contracting flats for that reason, because every time you think this is going to take off, it could come back here. So we wait until it's proven that it's a contracting flat, but we will be looking for a buy. The reason I have this line here is I wanted to come and retest this line, then we look for buy setups, which means if we get a flag here, we're buying. And I think there's a flag there in the 15, very small flag forming. We could either wait for the 1 hour flag or we could get aggressive on this. A 1 hour flag would look like this, and we are buying. First, we'll buy to retest this top as a running flat, come back here and then go. And if it keeps going, good for us. Silver, most of these are all because I wasn't on Friday. Silver, we can look for a sell. We actually broke the low, go back up, but then they came right back to the bottom. I think that happened Friday. I wasn't here. I didn't see that happening. That's interesting. So we're going down still, but be careful. I don't think this would be the drop. Again, because this thing, see, it's kind of, I don't think that could be all the correction. It could, but I don't think it is, because especially when you start consolidating in here. So although we have a sell set up here, just be careful. It might not go very far. We can take the sell, but there's a good chance it might just come here and come back up. It could go further and then come back up for a running flat. That possibility exists, which means we'll continue to go down more. Go in the bigger picture and see where we think silver can go. Well, I think it can go quite a lot. It can come back and retest this low. All right, we're thinking silver could come back and retest this low. So keep your eyes on that. If it keeps dropping, we'll go. We still have this sharp move to deal with. Like this one, it might take a while. It's definitely going to be a running flat if it goes back up. Either that is all the correction, or we're going to get something like this, which means this is going to come here, go back there, we get a running flat, and then drop. So this is going to drop some more, but I wouldn't be surprised if this week we get a sharp pullback and then drop. Right? These big pullbacks, these big corrections inside here is normal. Right? So there's a good chance that we get that. We didn't break the top, so that we're still in the correction. We're not going down. We're not starting a downtrend as yet. Unlike gold, which broke the top, right? So this is the corrective part. I think that is pretty clear now. We're in the B part of it because we're in this. And I still think the B part has more to go before we go back up, make a flat and drop. So right now you have a sell set up here forming. Yep. Some of you might be in that already if you take the aggressive sell. If not, you wait for it to break this. It's coming down. Can this be all the correction? Absolutely. But should this consolidate a lot in here, we would look for it to go back up, come here, and then go back up. Not this deep. I don't think we'll break this low. This correction is pretty good. So we don't necessarily need to break the low. Right? We'll see. Euro also same like the well, we're not going to get this sharp move, which means we will go with this one. I think we were a little hesitant to see whether we wanted to make this the flat, because I don't really like that flat. It's not, nothing is wrong with it, but I don't really like it. But since we're getting the consolidation here, just like the dollar index, there's a chance we're coming here, we could go back up and then drop. That'd be a perfect flat. Now let's see if we get a perfect flat. Wait for a sell setup before you get into this. Right? If we don't get a sell setup, then the chances are this could still go more, but we don't have a buy setup either. Right? Then even if I get a buy setup, I might be a little reluctant to buy because of this pullback to the bottom here. You know why I'm saying that, especially if you're a wave analysis trader. Now, where are we in the bigger picture of things? We're looking downside, right? And we do have some divergence here, but that is, should this drop, that divergence will disappear. Pound, still going sideways. We're going upwards, which means this is not all the flat. It did come here when they would pull back and it's going. So we might just pull this into a bigger consolidation, take this out. This could be a bigger consolidation, that's all. Right? This would be a bigger consolidation here. And we're still going up, so this could still go a little more. Well, it's questionable what would happen when we break this top. This one went 1, 2, 3, broke the top and came down. So this could just come here, break this top, and drop again. Right? There's no guarantee that this is going to go to the top, but we would assume that it's coming to this top. We'd assume that we're coming here. Right? Which means we'll see what happens today. If that happens, we'll probably come back and relook at this whole structure in here. Right? With this being a 1, 2, 3. Go back up for this one. Come down back here and then go. Right? This would be upside structure. I don't think this is the top. If that was the top, we probably wouldn't be going back up. We'll be dropping from here. So that if we're going back up, then we're consolidating at the top here. So unlike everything that has downside structure, Pong has upside structure. This consolidation is still looking upside. At least one more upside to break this top. And maybe even break out of the structure. So we'll see. We're looking for a buy setup here, actually. This is the only one so far. We're looking for a buy setup. Wait for a flag to buy. Aussie, definitely sell. I'll pull it. This was where we had the entry Friday. You can pull it like this and the entry goes here. This very likely would retest the low. We're coming to retest this low here. And that drop could be released. If we have any news event to help, that'd be good. We have a dollar news today at 7 p.m. We'll be in the room trading it. So those of you who join the trading room will see how we do that. This trade is already going. This is almost a perfect flat. That's why I sold this already. I think we can clearly see this. Go back on the 1 hour. Yep, this is a perfect flat. Right, when it comes here, can it go back up? Yeah, it can. I don't think it will, but it can. Nothing says it can't, right? When we thought this was all and this was going to drop, we did go back up before we come down. So sometimes it gets more complex than you expected. But this one was really good, though, structurally. This looks good to me, too. So let's see if it drops now. That's a sell setup. If you're not in the trade, wait for a flag. If you're not in the trade, wait for a flag or wait for a break of this low. CAD. CAD is coming down, but that's just a correction, right? We're still in this. We're going up. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually comes. Sorry, let me get this one. If this comes and retests this low before they go back up. Let me take this out. Because we're in this sideways move, right? This one actually did break the top, but it didn't break this top. So we're still in consolidation. We could end up looking at this as some kind of an expanding flat with this one coming back to break the low and then go. Now, we don't necessarily need to break this low because once we broke that low, it's okay. It could go from here, but this is starting to come back really deep. So unless we end up with a flat here for upside, any flag here would be a sell setup. So let me go back to the 1 hour. Any flag here will be a sell setup. Right? It makes a flag, you sell. It makes a flag here, we sell. If it's going to go back up, you need this to go up like this, make a flag here, and then we're trying to buy this to break out of this and go back. This would be the low. This time we should go totally out of the correction. So the upside would mean we're coming to break all these stops. Swiss, we didn't get the pullback on Thursday. You kind of get one here now. You're getting a pullback here. So that should be a buy setup. Can make an argument for a buy here. This is too small. I hope they come a little lower. And then we can look for a buy setup as a running flat. Right? So it's a buy setup. We don't have any sell setups here, but I don't think the running flat is completed, and I don't see any other. You could go with this as a smaller flat within the structure. But in that case, it will just go here and come back and then go. So buying this one might not be. If it makes this pullback, then the buy makes sense. So if it pulls back a little deeper, then good, and the trade is good. We're looking for upside. Yeah, I think we can end up going back to the top, either for this one or total upside, because in the big picture, this could be the low. Right, in this whole thing, this could be the low, and we might be going back to retest this top. The only thing we want to exclude is a possible running flat when it gets here. Go back there and then go. That's the only thing we want to exclude. If this keeps going, well, then we will put that running flat into this one for a bigger running flat here. That is a possibility. We're not putting that possibility as yet because we don't want to be biased that this is the low. And when this happens, starts to come back, then we'd be blindsided. We wouldn't see that coming. So I'm leaving that the way it is to see whether it is making that running flat or not. All right, so we keep our eyes, look for buy setups. Go back to the 1 hour. Take out this on the CAD. We don't have anything in the CAD as yet. And wait. If it pulls back, we get the trade. Yen, well, we went up pretty deep. Didn't break the top. That was a really deep pullback. So the question is it going to retest the top and then come back? Sorry, guys. I do have a slight flu, so if I cough or I sneeze, excuse me in advance. This could still go more. It could be that they're making just a pullback and continue to go because there's no really big flag and big impulse. There's more like a flag forming there. So I'll take this out. There was a smaller one here. This could be a bigger one, and then we go. Can it be like this? Possible, but I don't see the sell setup in it as yet. So we'll stay out of that. Euro yen. Okay, if we get any sell setup, we'll take it. We don't have any sell setup as yet. It's still kind of consolidating in the middle. Literally in the middle of nowhere. So this could still go retest the top and come back. It eventually will break out. It's not breaking out as yet. I wouldn't sell it in here. That doesn't make sense. We're in this structure and there's no point selling inside of it. Let it break out and then we get a trade. EuroCAD. Okay, this is coming down, so we can probably put it like this now. You can make an argument for this being over. We're still within this whole thing, right? We're still within whatever this is. So it's coming down. Let's wait, see if we get any sell setup. I'll take this off. There are a lot of pieces in here that are, not really fitting anything. So let's see if this is the start of the downside. And it doesn't matter whether it pulls back to the top here and make this flat. It could still drop because we're pretty much in a big mess here. So look for sell setups. There's no point buying it there, right? We're not trying to buy this here to upside. We're trying to look for a sell setup to drop for this bigger move down. Euros. If you guys are in the sell and you kept it, good. If you didn't, then you should have taken profit. We're getting another sell setup here. And that might confirm the downside. Right, if that flat breaks out, it will confirm the drop. That might bring us back to the low here. Retest this low. So with that flag there, that possibility is really, really good now. So wait for this. It's a nice flat. Wait for a sell setup. Get it from the top. So what you want is you want this to come here. You want it to break this top, and then we start to look for the sell setup. Euro New Zealand, this could be a buy. Take this off. That was the buy. You should close that for positive. It probably has one more piece in it. I think this would be the flat. Kind of come back here, make this one. And then that's upside. So let it go there. Look for a sell setup, a short one. When it comes here, we're likely going to go back up. Right? So all of this here would be the flat. All of this would be this one. But we're definitely making a bigger one like this. So they made a small one here, then they make the bigger one. It goes. So we're starting that bigger one here for upside. Euro Swiss. Okay, this was the stop. That was the buy. If you took the trade, a buy was actually above this one. Then we move it to that. And if you kept buying, it's still going. Bigger picture downside. Right, as you're buying this one to see how far it's going to go. And this might eventually be in the low. Right, remember these are very, very low, all-time low. So this might be the low. This might be a big flat. This is smaller, smaller. And if it keeps stretching like that, then we keep buying. We're not necessarily going to get any pullback. So if we get a flag at the top there, we buy. Go back to the 15. Let's see if we have anything. We might be getting something. It's not there as yet, but if this comes here, it's probably going to come back here, go back there, come here. And if we get something like this, that would be a perfect buy setup. So let's wait and see. It's kind of consolidating. Weird, but there's a lot of pieces here to look at. Let's wait for something we can buy. Something like this, and then we buy. So we're still looking for a buy setup. Europa. Okay, so can we make this from that smaller version in there to a bigger version like this? Not ideal, but possible. I can't say that I like that one. Go back with this, leave it like that. This could be a separate one of its own. Wait for a flag here, then sell. So you want this to literally make a flag of its own. Go back to the top there, make that flat, and then look for a sell setup. I'll change it to look for a setup. Vamos. Okay, this one came very low, but it's going up. So this was the sell on this piece to come down. I don't think I would have bought this if I was here. As a matter of fact, what I would look for is a sell setup. Because this one is so low at the bottom here. Any buy here has to be a flag. You have to literally have a flag before you can buy there. These were sells, these were sells. And I think we were ready for the sell from there. Let's see. Nope. We're actually looking for more upside because we broke out. So if it is going to go up from here, then this would be the B part of it, the most corrective. And then this makes sense if it is a corrective. So you would wait for another one here, go, another one here, go, come back here, make a flat, and then upside. So if we get a flag here, we can buy. I mean a really big flag, something more like this, or a bigger one, not small one, something like this. If you get a big consolidation like that here, then we buy. If it's just a small flag, be careful. So we're looking for buy setups within the correction. Pound Swiss. Okay, this is kind of going sideways, this whole piece, but it's breaking the top. So we leave it alone. We will likely look for mostly sell setup, but we don't have a sell setup as yet. So no trade in that for the upside. Pound yen. That was a buy. We broke the top. We're coming back. If this is going to drop, we want this sell. Actually looks like a really good reversal. So when this goes back up here, you want to see if it's only get to this top, look for a sell setup. Do I think we broke out already for the sell? We did break out of the structure, but I don't think we're ready for the sellers yet. So I'll keep it like this for now. We're looking for a sell setup here. Pound New Zealand. Okay, we might be getting a sell setup here too. We're breaking the top. So if you look at this as a reversal, right? It's actually a good one. Impulse up, impulse down, correction. Look for a sell setup from here. Should it go back all the way to the top, then we'll assume we're making a bigger flat. Right? So should this go back all the way to the top here? It's still going to come here, but only this time we look at this as a bigger flat. Right? With this being a 1, 2, 3 inside, come here and then go back up. So there might still be a sell setup, and this is a big move. I don't see why we shouldn't sell it. And then we look for the buy. But if it drops from here, the chances are we're going much lower. So look for sell setups. Pound CAD. Okay, this one we can look for buy setup. We're in this range. We're coming back to the top of the range. We could break out. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't, because we could make an argument that this was all the correction in here. This is 1, 2, 3. No divergence. If we're gonna wait for divergence, we need a bigger flat here as well. And then we need another drop, show you divergence here, and then go. Which means we need something like this, and we're going up. That's a buy setup. Any flag buy. Oh, we already have it as that. Any flag buy. By the way, you guys should be in the trade already. Anybody took the trade from here did perfect. Right? You should already be in that trade for the upside. Good trade. Let's see how far that goes. Pound CAD has a lot more to the upside to go. And it's actually making this bigger one here that we expected to make. Aussie yen. Okay, we broke the top. We're coming down. We're still in this, whatever this is. Right, we're very close. We expected this to go there. It's coming down back now. So let's see if we get a trade to the downside. And then whether we break out of this or we're still in this. Right, when it comes here, does it break out back to the bottom or is still there? If you get a flag, sell. Any flag would be a sell setup. Wait for a flag. Sell. I'll take this out. That was the top. No longer important to wait for the sell. So this is not a sell. Wait for a flag and then sell. Aussie CAD. Okay, so we will have to go with a contracting flat here. I think you can make an argument for a contracting flat in there. And we're consolidating here. The buy would have been a break even because it actually stayed there very long. Take that off. We don't have anything clear here. This is not giving clear buy or clear sell. Leave it for now. Cut in. We actually broke out. This was the buy that went. It came back. It's going. And you're making a running flat. So there's a good chance that this goes higher. Smaller running flat there. Could it be that this is a 1, 2, 3 here? 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, and this one just keeps going up like that, breaking the top. A deep pullback here, but possible. Not that this hasn't had deep pullback before, and still go. Okay, so if it's still upside, then we buy. Go back here and wait for the buy setup. We actually do have a running flat here. If this is going to go up, this could go with a running flat. So wait for a buy above the top. That will confirm like this one here. This was a buy here. Put a buy there, put a stop here. Let's see if it goes. Don't try to buy it inside the structure. So we leave that as an active buy. Aussie, New Zealand. Okay, finally this thing is going up. It should go back. So we make an assumption this was the flat. This was the down move, like a 1, 2, 3. This entire piece. As a deeper pullback for upside. Okay, put an entry order to buy here. This is what we would do. We put an entry order to buy there. And let's see what that takes us. Aussie, Swiss. Look for sell setups. Those two arrows were there from Thursday, I would assume, because Friday I wasn't in the trading room. So you're looking for this to go up and then you were expecting it to drop. Now wait for a flag because this could still be a small running flat. Or one more up. We're expecting it to drop here and then go back up. Could it go up from here and not drop anymore? That possibility exists. But if that's going to happen, then we'll have to wait for this flag to break out. Which means as it stands right now, you can, if you take this out, let's take it out just not to create a bias. As it stands right now, you can put an entry order above here for the buy. And don't worry about it. If it's going to come down, it'll come down, make a flag and go. But if it goes back up, that's a running flat for one more up, at least one more impulse up. So I'll put this as a buy. But you have to manage that really carefully, right? Because once it breaks that up, it can still come back here. And we are expecting that to happen because of these series of sharp moves we have here. New Zealand yen. Okay, this will come down one more, but not very far. Take that sell off. It will eventually be a flat. I think this one is going to go up again. You have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This one is going to go up again, probably like this. Come back here, make this flat. Go back up. So this sell is not ready, but let it go up some more. Wait for this and then go for that one as well. Take this off. New Zealand CAD. It's dropping pretty low. I didn't think we were going to go that low. but we can still look for buy setups, right? Looks like we have a channel here. So let's look for a buy setup. If it's a channel, we can put it like this and put an entry for the buy just above the last impulse. I wouldn't use this one. We can use that basically. That was the last impulse. This is coming down. It can go down one more, but we're going with the last impulse. And buy setup. If it's gonna go down lower, nothing you can do anymore. New Zealand Swiss. Okay, this is the sell setup. Entry here. We're going for the sell. It could go up more, it could stay in this, but the longer it's steady, the more it's confirming that we are probably still in this. This one could be this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you get 1, 2. If this is the third one going up here, it can drop anytime. So the sell is a good idea. This would have completed the pattern if you go with that, right? That means this pattern is completed and we can see it drop. I think the sell is a good idea. Swiss yen, we don't really have anything here. It's consolidating, which means one more up. This is consolidating. And this is relatively sharp. This is the 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Likely we're going to get one more up from there. So let's take this out and wait for that one more up, and then we'll see. Can we put an entry order to buy or sell it? Not really. Not as yet. We're back at the top here, so I'm trying to figure out where this would go. It's going to continue to go up. We're expecting that. So let's wait for a flag here now. Let it confirm a 1 hour flag. I'm in the 4 hour. So let it confirm a 1 hour flag here, and then we go for the buy. These were sell setups. I'll take it out. And this was a buy. This was a top, breaking the top, not really a buy. So go back here, wait for consolidation, and we'll buy. Not much of a trade setup. There's a very, very small flag here for buy, but that would be just a small move. Wanted to pull back and then go. And gold, sell setup. The first sell setup was good. Go for the second one. This one should be the same thing here. Take this out. If you get any flag sell, we're pretty much making a bigger flat here. So any sell setup here is worth it. Natural gas, let's see, this takes us. Oh, a lot more down. That was a deep pullback though. We expected downside. I just didn't think they were going to make that deep pullback there. So we completed this pattern, and you're going to get some kind of a correction. Wait for a correction before sell, because they moved quite a lot already. So you need a correction upwards and then sell. Look for sell setups. Sorry. US oil. Take off the buy. Look for sell setups. Wait for a flag here, sell. Then make a flag, go for the sell. I think we can get that sell setup, so go for it. Yes, 30. It actually went up nice. This was a good buy. I think we're buying above this line. The buy should actually have been here if you wanted to. I think this was the news event that we kept it there, but then there are buy setups here still. And if you get a flag here, you still buy. We broke the top, but that doesn't mean can't go more, right? So any buy setup you get, take it. This is the same thing, right? The buy was from the bottom here, so good buy, keep buying. And this should be the same. We didn't take this because structurally this wasn't there as yet, but it actually from above here it goes, right? I think we didn't buy inside here because we weren't sure where it's going to break up. But if you took that trade, great. Be careful, we still have this. Right? And most of them I think we completed. We might be able to put these two together. We'll have to relook at that possibility, putting these two together there. And in that case, this is just going to continue to go higher. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Yeah, we broke all top, so it will go. This might have been all the correction you had. On all of them, same pattern. So any buy setup, take it. Tesla. Consolidating. I think it's doing exactly what we wanted to do. Yep, those arrows were there before the moves happened. So this one went up, this came down. It's coming down more. This would go back up, come back down, and then we'll see. If you get another sell setup, take it. If you get another sell here, take it. There's at least one more drop before it goes there. So if it's not going to go and start going up from here, we could still go with this. I could see them actually making a sharp move here. Drop again and then go, which is a repeat of this. Right? If they did that, that would be perfect. Come here and then go. GR40. Buy setup, I think this is pretty easy. All right, so this one was a sell. This was a sell. Take it, wait for a buy setup. Put the buy entry above there. A sell that didn't break out. There was a small flag here that could have broken out. It didn't go. This could have been a buy here, but wait for a buy now above the top. So at this point, you can do two things. You can either come back down from there, come back here, or just break out. Let's see which one is going to happen. Both of them possible. If this consolidates in this range, if we get a consolidation in this range here, we're going for a buy. Any consolidation here would be a buy. If it's going to drop, you'd have to wait for a flag setup. You don't have any chance of that. So there's a good chance it's going to go back up from there. Nifty. Yep. Look for a buy setup. This was a buy. Take it out with a buy entry above here and go for that trade. So take this out. This is over. This one is over. That's all you get. Bitcoin. More down, actually. This didn't go back up, so this would be all of it, right? Take that out. The same thing here. This is going to complete the flat and go one more down. Come here, go back there. There's a good chance you get a flat and one more down. It's not total downside confirm as yet, but it could go deeper, right? It could go deeper into the correction before we go up. I've had deep corrections here, so it's not an abnormal deep correction for Bitcoin, but it's consolidating. ETH, this is consolidating, but for upside. Still making a flat here for downside. This should go back up, make a flat drop, but eventually all of this still looks upside. Right, it's just consolidating downwards for now. XRP. It's coming down. It still could go somewhere. We need to break this low, then the upside. ADA, downside. I don't think it's total downside because this is sharp. There's still chance that this goes there, come back here, and then go. Just going sideways, bigger sideways. So we could look for buy setups here. It should go. It should break out here. It could give you a move like that and then come back here. I think all the cryptos have the same thing. All of them. See, they're still correcting downwards. This could drop some more. This kind of breakout there, but it didn't go far. So there's a very good chance it comes lower into this one, come back here, and then go. So Probably keep your eyes off them unless you're trading them very short term. This one here looks like a flat forming here now. 1, 2, 3. Yep, get this probably up a little more and then downside. So there might be a buy setup forming here. One more little piece up and then that will be a big flat for downside. Dash. Okay, we're in the dash, sorry. Dot. More downside too until we break this low. This already came to the low, but it could still drop one more than up. And this is downside. We're still in this range, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go back up there and then drop. Complete this flat. Right, so if you're going to get a little upside here, keep your eyes on that, then the downside. And link is the same thing. Structurally same thing. This one is going sideways but up, so eventually drops. This one dropping already. It could still be a more complex flat pattern, especially with this big flag in here. So I wouldn't be surprised if this actually goes back up like this. There's a good chance you could go back up for this and then come down. Keep your eyes on that. And Gala. Also very good chance that this could, it could either drop here now or go back up a little more. Maybe like this. And down. So if you get buy setup, stake it. If you get sell setup, stake it. They're just consolidating downwards. Okay, guys, I think we've completed it. So I'll stop the recording. To my YouTube viewers, if you like what you see, just watch it to the end, leave a comment, click a like, and join the trading room. You have free access until the end of January.